Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel Say What's Real TV. This review is for Tyler Perry's Zatima Season 2, Episode 6, Too Close for Comfort, now streaming over on BET+. So we open up the episode with Angela and Fatima getting a ride home from Sean from the club. And they get there. Angela, she is stupid drunk, trying to invite Sean in her house. Fatima's telling her, no, I'm not going to let you do that because you know you're pissy drunk. You don't know this man. She's calling the man Shane. His name is Sean, proving Fatima's point, which, she didn't care. So, she talking all that drunk talk, bringing up Bryce and his situation. And Fatima had to hurry up and get her out the truck and get her in the house. She's stumbling all in the house and actually falls in the doorway. Angela is a funny drunk. So they get her in the house. So Sean asks Fatima, is she sure she doesn't want to ride? So Fatima, which I got confused, says, I guess she getting ready to walk around the corner or something. And I guess her feet was hurting. So she said, on second thought, I'll go ahead and get that ride. So she gets in the back seat of his truck and reminds him that she is sober and that she has a gun. So we go over there to Deja's house, and I want to know why we didn't pick up where we left off with Zach hanging over the tub looking into Deja's eyes. Next thing we know, they sitting on the sofa with her wrapped in a towel. Like, how did we get here? Like, what was said? So he's acting all aggravated because she's touching on him, and I'm trying to understand why Zach did not just go home. So as he's leaned back on the sofa chilling like a villain still, she's trying to rub all over him. He's aggravated, talking about stop doing this, stop doing that, trying to make me mad at Fatima. It's not going to work. I'm not going to be with you. She laughs in his face, talking about be with you. Like, I'm not trying to be with you. Don't flatter yourself. So he's saying, stop trying to tell me she's playing me. So they go into this whole conversation that didn't need to be had. Why are you sitting on Deja's sofa in her house talking about what Fatima did or didn't do when y'all met? That's none of her business whether Fatima was with you before you had money. Why are you talking to Deja like that anyway? Get up and go home. I'm confused at that. You should not even be talking about her like that. You claim you went over there to tell her to stop all the antics. So that's what you need to be talking about and go. But you done been over there like 50 times in one day. So that's really not why you were there. So that's a damn lie. So anyway, after saying all that as if he was standing his ground or something, he ends up telling her that he's trying real hard not to have sex with her right then in that moment. Like real hard. Like, really, Zach? Like, basically to me, all what you just said means absolutely nothing then. If you got to tell her that. And she already knows that. So, all she got to do is catch you in one of your little vulnerable moments and it's a done deal. Why would you tell her that? So, child, they end up going back and forth about pay your rent, give me some D and all that. And he finally goes out the door. So when Zach gets outside, he sees Fatima getting out of Sean's truck. So they look at each other. Zach, he got this major hard on because the thing was thinking. It really was thinking. And they go in the house. They don't say a word. And I'm like, oh, hell no.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no.
So we get in the bedroom. Zach is in the bed playing on his phone again. And I am really amazed at how calm everybody is. Like, Fatima is actually ready for bed. She has time to go dig in the care box and pull out the muumuu and bonnet her mom gave her, which, basically lets Zach know he not getting none. So that's what the muumuu means. You're not getting shit. So go over there with Deja and go get whatever you need from over there because you're not getting it from over here. But I'm confused that Fatima woke up that morning, same day, and slung Deja's groceries against the wall just for being disrespectful. She done came home twice and seen Zach coming at her place the second time, rock hard. And she is cool as a cucumber. That's interesting to me because for me, When I would have pulled up and Zach walked out there the second time and his thing rock hard like that, he wouldn't have had to worry about me no more. I can guarantee you that. I would have been out so fast. I would have been done. For real, for real. And I'm amazed that this whole little dialogue went the way it did, but I get into bed and you worry about what the hell I got on. That's not what we need to be talking about. Don't worry about this moo and what it looked like, because I don't give a damn what it looked like. I'm shocked that all that took place like that. I am really shocked at that. Now they get into this back and forth, and Zach is saying that he really doesn't, he knows that Fatima doesn't believe he did anything with Deja because she's not shooting up the place. Like I just said, she's calm. And I get it that Fatima says that when she's quiet, she's thinking things through. Because, maybe she's contemplating, like, is this shit really worth it? Like, is it really worth it? But look at the day. This has all been like one day. Zach has been out of control. Does Fatima take accountability for her actions? No, she does not. Do they have communication issues? Yes, they do. All Fatima ever yells out in an argument, you don't know me, you don't know me. Well, guess what? That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. Maybe y'all need to step back from each other to get to know each other better. Maybe y'all need to start dating each other from afar and, postpone this engagement for now and just get to know each other a little better. All this back and forth about, oh, you holding out sex on me, and it's only been a day, Zach. It's only been a day. The day you brought up this whole sex thing, you had the whole experience with your mom. I don't know when y'all got out the car, y'all apparently didn't have sex. You didn't wake up talking about sex. You were still in the mood. She tried to uplift you. You came to her job. You embarrassed her. There's a viral video going around of you assaulting somebody in the elevator, getting assaulted or whatever. And then I done caught you coming out of Deja's house twice. So when she had time to give you anything. So she didn't withhold anything from you. It's only been like a day or so. So stop with the narrative that the minute you saw your mom is the minute she stopped holding out on you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I just really want you, Zach, to really grow up. That's what I want you to do. Now, we are 6 episodes in. At the end of episode 10 for season 1 of Zatima, you found out that you were somebody's daddy. Now, all we hear you talking about is sex and hard-ons and how it's not going to work for you if a person can't give you no sex. But what you need to be doing, Zach, is going to find Heather's little boy and establish a relationship with him. Act like you just found out you somebody's daddy. You talk about your mom and how she left you at the age of 6 and how those memories were for you. Now, break the cycle. Go find your child. Why haven't you discussed that? You too busy talking about goddamn sex. You not working hard enough during the day because, for one, you too busy at Fatima's job. Like she not on the clock. You need to grow the hell up. That's what the hell you need to do. And this whole thing you trying to tell Fatima talking about, oh, I didn't do nothing with Deja because my thing's still hard. That right there wouldn't even work on me because, first of all, you could have been over there eating a heifer coochie, all I know. Like, what that got to do with anything? And Fatima already told Angela all your business that the minute y'all have sex, you be back hard in like 20 minutes. So that means absolutely nothing, sir. So you can that. So they get into this whole exchange back and forth, saying things that we've already heard them say before. She's going to leave, but this time she says she's going to go to her mom's house and sleep in her old bedroom. Like, girl, that sounds like that's childish. Your mom don't even know what's going on in your household. You going to run there in the middle of the night and make it seem like Zach done did something to you? Like, come on now, Fatima. I just think their whole back and forth just was weird and kind of like not flowing right for some odd reason. They got into the whole my house and the sofa thing. Like, we already been there, done that already. So Fatima, she ended up getting up out the bed and leaving. So we know that Fatima's car is left at the club. So I guess she took it upon herself to walk in the dark back to Angela's house. So she walks in. I guess the door is unlocked because she says something about she forgot her spare key, don't shoot. Angela having sex with Sean on the sofa. And she's like, girl, what are you doing? Like, who is that? And she was like, you don't even know him. And like, what are you doing? I'm like, Fatima, the girl is grown. If she want to hunt somebody drunk and don't know him, that's her business, child. Worry about your own problems, okay? So they go back and forth, and Angela like, girl, just go upstairs somewhere. Like, you messing up the vibe here. And she runs upstairs, talk about she don't want to see that. And Sean was like, well, who is that, your roommate? She was like, no, that's Fatima. He like, the girl I just met. So he clowning because she looked totally different, because now she got the muumuu and the bonnet on. He like, oh, that's what she wear to bed? And Angela was like, just focus on what we got going on. She hollering about giddy up and all that. I'm like, Angela, wild as hell. So it's the next morning, and we see Zach. He's over there miserable, looking at his phone, talking about he not calling Fatima, knowing goddamn well he want to call her. So we go over there to Tony's house and find out that Nate has been sleeping on his sofa. I guess after Lori had done bashed him in the nose with the bat, she must have put him out. So he's sitting there thinking like, oh, she'll be calling me any day now. This is just a temporary thing. And Tony was like, well, you've been saying that for a few days now. Like, Lori might just be fed up with his behind. So Tony actually brings up, why are you worried about her calling when you want a divorce? So he was like, man, I don't know about that. Probably just was running his mouth. And then he says that she'll probably hit him up real bad for child support. So Tony told him, well, maybe you need to start straightening up. And he actually agreed. And then he told Tony, thank you for allowing him to sleep on the sofa. So Tony, he started cheesing real hard and looking at Nate like, look at you growing up, like he sees some growth or something in Nate. And they give each other a little dap. Now Nate, he has yet to brush his teeth or wash his face, but he's on his phone flipping through dating apps, and all of a sudden he comes across some profile and says that it's Fatima. So Tony was like, well, what is that? He tells him that it's a dating app called Get You Some Ass Now. So he shows Tony the picture, and it is of Fatima, and he's convinced that it's her. He makes it his business to say that her location is on, and that she's on some street called Condor Street. And first of all, even if Fatima did create it, I doubt if she'll be trying to get some ass right now, because she's running from the Peter right now. So if it is her profile, I'm quite sure it was well before she got with Zach. But I'm probably convinced that someone is using her profile picture. Like Tony said, they're catfishing. But you can't tell Nate nothing. He wanted to be her so bad. Like, and when you create apps, it normally tells you when it was created and how long the person been on the app. So I mean, some of that stuff can really be narrowed down and trying to figure out like who stays on Condor Street. Think about it. I mean, do y'all know who stays on Condor Street? Like, come on. So Tony tells him, oh, you must be still mad about the whole Lori situation. And he basically clowns him about the whole bashing in the nose thing. So Nate, he's not going to let it go. Tony says, clean this mess up. He got to go to work. Nate tells him, go take a shower. Yeah, go to work. Like, why are you telling Tony to go take a shower? You the one laying on his couch. You go take a shower. So he says, look, I'm finna find out. I'm getting ready to call Zach. So Tony was like, he gonna tell you the same thing. So of course he calls Zach. Zach answers the phone. He's like, what do you want? You don't want nothing but weed money or bail money or something, as he said. And he was like, hey, yo, man, check your phone. Zach like running his mouth like his woman, talk about, oh, I don't want to see nothing, because if this got anything to do with Fatima and old boy, I don't want to see it. And then of course Nate is like, I told you, like, wait, she was with a dude? So Zach was like, look, I'm not doing this with you right now. I got to go to work. And he was like, just look at it. He said, okay, fine. So Zach, he looks at it, and I guess his wheels go to turning or whatever, but we don't hear him say anything. So it goes back over there to Tony and Nate. And of course, Nate trying to pat himself on the back, talking about, I told you, like, I can't believe it. Like, wow, something this be. I said, he gets on my nerves. So we go over there to Angela's house, and Fatima, she's sitting in the kitchen. Angela comes down all, giddy, telling her how she gave Sean the business and how he's going to be doing the walk of shame. Fatima really didn't want to hear that, so Fatima brings Bryce up, and told her that she needs to talk to Bryce and stop avoiding him. So now Angela wants Fatima to talk to Bryce for her. Now, we already dealt with this in season 1 of Zatima when they were supposed to have the whole dinner thing then, so I don't know why we're bringing it up again as if it wasn't discussed. Fatima agrees to go ahead and talk to Bryce for her. Like, why? Like, Angela knows how to talk for herself. Like, I think that is so stupid. And not only that, Zach is not in the mood to be talking to no Bryce at all. So Fatima was like, I gotta go. I gotta get ready to go to work. I see her grab some keys from off the counter. So I'm like, I wasn't understanding. But anyway. So she says, you're not going anywhere, not before you tell me why you came over here last night. Fatima was like, I really don't want to talk about it right now. But then she asks Angela about Paul and tells Angela that Paul recommended a good therapist that she can call to get Zach some help. And Angela let her know, look, if Zach finds out the truth of where you got that information from, it's not going to be a good look. But, of course, Fatima going to do her own thing because I guess she must feel like Zach won't find out. But, of course, we know that he's going to find out. So Sean, he finally comes downstairs looking like he's tired as hell. And he says goodbyes and tell her he'll holler at her later. She talk about maybe. And so he walks to the door. He opened the door and Bryce standing there looking like a whole stalker. So Fatima, she gets up and leave, and she told Sean, look, you need to leave too. So the two of them, they leave, and then here come Bryce with his foolishness. So Bryce, he get in there, he like, hey, you avoiding me? And she's like, no, I just think we need some space. Now, they've already had this conversation already at her job, but he did tell her, look, if you don't call me, I'm going to pop the hell up. And that's just what he did. So if he get his feelings hurt, he just get his feelings hurt. So he's like, hey, just tell me what happened. So she's like, why don't you tell me what happened? And he's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, wait a minute. You just got into a whole big argument with Zach because he had already told Fatima and Fatima told her. So why you acting like she doesn't know? Like, the two of you are in front of each other. You can have this conversation. And the way Angela is acting, she's bold enough to be able to talk on her own and talk to him face to face. She's telling him this and that and the other. She says, oh, well, I think we need to have a conversation with Zach and Fatima. So she'll arrange that to happen, a dinner date or whatever. Again, we've already had this conversation. And she'll call him with the details about it. And he's like, you sure you want to do that? She was like, yep. So he's like, well, what you getting ready to do? She said, I'm going to work. Then he want to know, who the F was that dude just left here? She said, you don't get to ask me that. He said, oh, that's where we at? She said, that's where we at. And I feel like if she got that kind of attitude, she can talk to him the way she want to talk to him and let him know she's not with that. She knows what happened and just tell him. He got mad and was hotter than fish grease and slammed her door, child. So instead of making the phone call outside the house, Fatima waits till she gets in the house and makes the phone call to Dr. Reed. So he answers the phone and they chit-chat or whatever. And he says that Paul told him she might be calling. And then they set the appointment up or whatever. She's supposed to go in there later on the day to see him and says something about, oh, I think my secretary has your number. Like, how would your secretary already have Fatima's phone number? Now, did Fatima give Paul her phone number? Because I'm confused. So Fatima calls Angela to find out what happened once Bryce showed up. So Angela over there sick of it and fed up. And now she goes into this little innocent role with Fatima talking about can Fatima help her with this whole Bryce situation. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you were just over there talking that big Willie talk in his face. So why you just didn't say it then? You do not need Fatima. So they're trying to get this whole dinner date thing going on for what? I don't know. Fatima tells her, look, things not going good over here. But of course, Angela insists talking about, oh, well, we need to do it while it ain't good. Like, what are you talking about? So Fatima like, I don't know. Like, I'll see, but I don't know about Zach. And then she brings up the fact that they supposed to be going to dinner to her parents' house, and she don't even know if that's going to happen. So Fatima basically told her she don't want to have to go to her parents' house and be pretending like everything is cool, and says that Zach is being an asshole. So all of a sudden while they're talking, she hears this moaning and groaning coming from upstairs. So she's looking like, what is that? So she runs up the stairs hollering and screaming like, Zach, I know you not. And when she gets at the top of the stairs, Zach is in the bed with the side chick that she gave him. She's shocked, he's shocked, and the episode ends there. These two have a lot going on. Drop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts on this particular episode. It was a lot. As always, you guys, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.